Alrighty. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the BNR Racing Network. As I try to get these overlays to work. But they seem to be giving me a hard time at the moment. This is very, very sad. Anyway, we are at Darlington. Let's see if I can refire her up real quick. See there, Josh Farmer's up on top of the board. Yes, there we go. Perfect. I'm gonna go over the race information here. So as we see here, we are at Darlington, South Carolina. 1.3 mile track. The current track temperature is 111 degrees. It is 72%, 72 degrees out, 52% humidity, clear skies 1 mile per hour. These guys do run fixed setups. 70% fuel. These boys do get one fast repair. And unlimited sets of tires. So Farmer's still on top of the board, then Bolton, then Owens, then Spear, then Cochran, then Neckrich, then Bonani, then Mazzella, and then Collins. So Farmer is still on top. And Bolton, then Owens, then Elliott, then Spear, then Carter, then Cochran, Neckrich, Roberts, Bonani, Mazzella, and Collins. At the moment.
Yes, indeed, Brian.
Hello, Will. Hey,
Hello,
I'm gonna
Brian.
step away real quick, grab a drink, and then I shall return.
All right. In the meantime, I'll do my little spiel. So, perfectly convenient. So, yes, indeed, Darlington Raceway here this evening. The track Too Tough to Tame, The Lady in Black, all those other good nicknames you would have liked to give it. Egg-shaped. There are a few other egg-shaped tracks, but this is probably maybe one of the first, or if not, not. There are a few that came before it. probably dirt tracks and so forth that were pretty odd shaped as well, racing out in those cornfields or out in the tobacco fields. Anywho, so all the way dates back to 1950 here. They've been racing at Darlington ever since September of 1950. 73 years of racing and heritage, uh, being presented here by NASCAR.
What is up, Joe Stipe? How is it going, buddy, old pal?
This track has been flipped from the original start-finish straight. Used to be the back straightaway. Now, like I just said, it's flipped. As Brian said, hello, good evening, Joe. Turns 1 and 2, 25 degrees of banking, a bit steeper, and you can probably drive it a whole heck of a lot different than you can turns 3 and 4, which is a lot tighter radius and only has 23 degrees of banking. I know it's 2 degrees less, but it really makes it a whole lot trickier to get around here. The straightaways, both straightaways, 2 degrees of banking.
Bang Bang 44 gang, what is up, JT? Last to first right here, boys. The Madigan. Anyway, Josh Farmer P1, real quick. Well, I'm gonna go over to the lineup here. P1 would be
Yes,
Adam
sir.
Bolton. P1 would be Josh Farmer. P2 would be Adam Bolton. P3 would be Matt Owens. P4 would be Greg Elliott. P5 would be Aaron Spear. P6 would be Michael Carter. P7 would be Michael Cochran. P8 would be John Neckridge. P9 would be Will Roberts. P10 would be Antonio Bonani. P11 would be JT the Jedi Man himself. P12 would be Jonathan Mazzella. P13 would be Clint Collins. P14 would be Sean O'Brien. P15 would be Joseph Madigan. P16 would be Randy Sample. P17 would be KT. And P18 will be Avery McDonald.
So Darlington, in a way, was inspired by Indianapolis. The original track owners, designers went to Indianapolis, saw a race there, and was like, hey, we can do something similar to this. And so they did. They made their own unique track, and they branded their own 500-mile race. The first race was held in 1950, like I said, September 1950, and 75 cars started that race, that grid. The first Southern 501 was won on semi-truck tires. Can you just imagine? Anyway, so
Semi-truck
exactly.
tires.
Well, like truck tires.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so field is getting ready to come through 3 and 4 here.
I don't even think I have my training paints up. No, I do not. Anyway, yes. Farmer will lead the field to green.
Green flag.
Unless he's just in a plain old 94. That could be.
Looks like a plain old 94, I suppose.
Somebody's off.
Because I think all the cars are refreshed.
Refresh now. Oh yeah. Oh, he switched his paint scheme up.
Antonio?
Nope. Cochran. It's the FedEx now.
Yeah, it's a FedEx car. Okay, yeah, it's a Denny Hamlin car. It's an old,
And there you go. Bolton,
it looks like...
Bolton now has the paint scheme on. These guys are very good, Joe. These guys are very good. One of the best ones that I say that I've seen too as well on a Monday nights. They have a lot of good racing. And, very tight battles. Anyway, well, we've seen how this race went in real life. Majority bottom lane.
It was a very interesting race, that's for sure.
Yep. Oh boy, Willy.
Side by side here. Oh, pretty treacherous coming off it. Yep, pretty treacherous coming off a turn 2 like that. You got to be very, very careful. That bump on the exit of turn 2 can really upset the car.
200 miles here is what these boys are doing.
So 147 laps. 6, 10, 4, 6, 7. Quite a few kind of throwbackish paint schemes this evening.
Yep,
got a Caterpillar-inspired car. You got a old Roush car right there. The old EcoBoost, either Greg Biffle, Matt Kansas. Also could have been a Roush test paint scheme as well.
Looks like a test paint.
No, like those were actually race-driven too. Like they may look like it's test, but it I'm trying to remember the races, like Michigan Auto Club, a couple of others.
Yes. Anyway, 76 there. Madigan, just hanging out. I do believe he did start P15, now 8th. So he's looking to make that charge up to the front row. So we'll see if he can get there. You know, and I know as well, these cars are very difficult to pass in, especially with being applied all that dirty air. So
yeah, dirty air is a nuisance, especially here at Darlington. Roberts tags the wall coming out of turn 4.
yeah, I got me and my dog. My dog's watching the race, and that is always awesome. Some odd reason they stopped, Facebook had stopped with the third-party apps to broadcast onto, so now I gotta find a way to get that back up there. So unfortunately we will not be on Facebook for a bit until I can figure out, but that's a heartbreaker, it really is.
There's always ways to share the link to Twitch or YouTube, so you know that should suffice. But
Yes.
Nevertheless, you know, I like brownie points for Jason there in the Piedmont Airlines 44 car. Terry Labonte throwback.
I thought that's what that was.
Terry Labonte, Sterling Marlin. Terry drove it first, then Sterling got in it after Terry.
Well, we've seen what happened to someone who's driven in a Terry Labonte paint scheme earlier on. Quite didn't kind of go his way, but he had a very
Just had
fast
some
car.
bad luck, unfortunately. Oh yeah. Hopefully he'll get the Southern 500. That means more anyway.
Yes.
So, Farmer leading over Spear, Botten in 3rd, Cochran 4th, and Michael Carter in the 5th position. A little bit under threat from Bonini, Manigan, and everybody else that Manigan can bring up behind him. There's a big scrap back there. Roberts just got past Neckridge, Taylor, Mazzella, and Elliott back there. Elliott in a Little Debbie throwback paint scheme, I think. It's a Wood Brothers car, I know that much. I just saw the quickest glimpse.
Who is it?
Elliott.
Greg.
Oh, Neckridge kind of tagged the wall there. Everybody getting a Darlington stripe. Nope, it was not a Little Debbie car. The hood, the Motorcraft hood, really threw me off. All I saw was like a red and white hood. I thought it was a Little Debbie hood. My mind must be wanting some Little Debbie or something.
They do make
It's like, yes.
They do.
Oh yeah. Very fattening, though.
Yes,
Anyway.
yes, they are.
Oh well, that's just part of it, I guess. Oh, excuse me. So, Darlington, always a good race, a good time to bring out a throwback. I think North Wilkesboro, Darlington, Charlotte, maybe Michigan. I think out of the X amount of races a year, like if you're going to race 32, 36 times a year, you should have more than one throwback weekend.
Yeah.
That's just me personally. Bristol, the night race at Bristol should be a throwback weekend. I think the Southern 500 should be the throwback weekend as well.
You see there, Will Roberts getting a side draft from the 35 there to get him on bye up to 8th, carry that momentum that he's getting ready to go into turns 1 and 2 with.
Yeah, heck of a run he got coming out of turn 2, down the back straightaway into 3 and 4, so he was bringing along Neckridge with him, so
I tell you what.
Botten got by Spear to take over second place. Spear is falling down a couple of seconds, so Cochran on his back door. Cochran's got Carter there too, so everybody's probably going to get a Darlington stripe tonight. That's, what you call it whenever you tag the wall here, so.
Ooh, very tight, looking to put that dirty air on the front of that 42 nose there by Spear. Just like that, you see Carter in the wall, and Madigan's looking to go on by him.
Madigan definitely the biggest mover of this race so far.
Yep, and just like that, some contact. There you go.
More contact being displayed through 1 and 2. Yep. Even Madigan looking to get by Cochran here going into turn 3, and he will. He even puts a slider.
Oh yeah. He went to compress that dirty air on his nose to get him tight. That's the thing, if you can set up your runs here, you can pass.
Botten 2 seconds behind Farmer, our race leader. Madigan, Cochran, and Carter rounding out the top 5 here. O'Brien kind of caught up to the back of Carter somewhat. He's got Spear dropping down the running order. Now down. Oh, something's wrong with Spear. Spear, Taylor. Taylor and Spear. Okay, they pitted. I wonder if they maybe got in the wall together or something happened to them for them to pit. Because Spear was dropping down the running order and maybe contact might have been made between, oh my goodness gracious. That's Neckridge. Bonini. Oh, indeed. Spear finds the wall coming out of turn number 2.
Same thing with JT. He just got doored right down into the inside wall there.
They just ran out of real estate there coming off of turn number 2. And kind of sponges out of the wall, does spear, and nowhere to go for the rest of the fellas. And contact being made, sending the 44 down the track like he talked about, into the wall. Broken toe link or some type of suspension underneath the body. And that's going to be costly for JT and Spear,
Justin,
both drivers.
no, that is not Jacob. That's a different car.
Yes, that is Michael Carter. Don't know if they're related. I don't think so. I think it's spelled different. Is it? No, it's not. It's spelled the same last name. They never know. They could be related.
I mean, they are both from Alabama, so.
There's a lot of Roberts around the place, you know. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, like sitting right here in front of the 41 there in P6. Well,
right?
how ironic. It turns out the same first name as you two as well.
It's very ironic. So, Farmer with a pretty demanding lead at the moment, I would have to say. 25 laps led and 4 1/4 second lead. So we do know the fuel mileage this evening that these drivers can go. It's about 47 to 52 laps, give or take. Maybe a little bit sooner if you want some type of short pit strategy to maybe evolve or maybe try to take precedent. But
3 wide.
140.
Oh, and got him by.
Yeah, what a move Greg Elliott puts on Mazzella and Will Roberts there. And right behind them, that is Randy Sample and the Jeff Gordon throwback. Keeps finding all the Jeff Gordon cars. I thought he was going to run a Superman car, but no, disappointed.
They started off with a 111 degree track temp. It is now 107 degrees. There's Justin with the Hurricanes 1. And then Joe said, "Have many ways to spell after there will be." Oh,
yeah, he was making a pun at me trying to spell Carter's last name differently. Good little tussle back here, 7th, 8th, 9th.
It's good all looking 2-4, but it'll be what it will be.
I'm assuming JT used, him and Spear used a quick repair to get back out on the racetrack quickly, because they are only 1 lap down. Now they're going to be totally off sequence, about 25 laps, or maybe a little bit less than that, off sequence from the rest of the field. So if they could get a timely caution when everybody else comes down to pit, you know, maybe, but who knows? I mean, it's a tough track to get on and off pit road at for a lot of drivers. So anything can happen. We keep seeing drivers kind of being flirtatious, kind of going up, grinding up on the wall here. Like I said, that's kind of pretty much the racing line you're going to get here.
And Joe said his autocorrect is special. There you go.
I think everybody's autocorrect is special. It is autocorrect is very dangerous at times.
Yes, indeed.
So Mazzella and Elliott going for a battle here, a tussle for a 6th position.
Two distinguished lines ran the same.
And you can do that here. There's truly 3 lines here if you can get the grip. But it really narrows up super quickly in the corners, as we do know. So
You see Bolton now making his pit stop. But look who jumped up to 2nd place.
yes, Madigan.
And as Justin says, all league races should be ran at this track. I am going to have to disagree. A Farmer has about almost 7 seconds over Madigan. So Farmer is in his own little zip code.
Truly, yes. I don't know if Madigan has anything left at the moment to maybe run down that 6 seconds, maybe eat into it a little bit before they make a pit stop here.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be close, but
Because from starting way back, where do you start? 15th, 16th position? Even starting way back there, working your way up through the field, and the 30, 35 laps it took you to get into second place, right? So he's already taken 4/10 out of it now. Could Farmer be pitting? Or maybe did he find the wall? We know Madigan is really well at just tire saving, tire conservation. So being able to just have that ultimate long run pace and speed, as we have seen over the course of the past handful of weeks here, Brian, it is just astonishing the speed he has. It'd be amazing, if we could get Brandon Moore over here if he didn't have a bedtime as early as he did. He'd come over here and race with these fellas. I think it'd be a great competition for him. But
yep. And as Justin says, oh come on, it's the easiest track to drive. That could be, but a lot of people like to do this track once because of how frustrating the track can be. But it is a very rhythmic track, and you have to drive the track and not let the track drive you. So she's got her name for a reason. Too tough to tame. As we see on the map there, Will, none of the turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 are two different sizes.
yes,
So
one, turn 3 and 4, very narrower as far as width and radius. From turns 1 and 2, 1 and 2 is just a tad bit steeper and has. You almost feel like it has a bit more of an option to go through the corner. As in 3 and 4, you really have to whoa up, or at least what am I trying to say, Brian? Drive back the corner.
Okay.
Like, help me out. What's that phrase? What's that word I'm always using? Back up the corners. There we go. Anyway,
say, you use a lot, so I was trying to figure it out. There's a lot of turns that you, and there's the caution.
Talk to me, good footing up.
Justin, you're not slow. I'm sure they'd be welcoming to have you, bud. Like they,
Listen,
kind of see what your caution is.
Every league is different. A lot of leagues have their slower guys that are just out here to get used to the tracks, and a lot of people just take their time. It's not about being fast every week. It's about learning the track, hitting your marks, fuel save. We know a lot of these guys can, and some of them will. I mean, if you're interested, then I'm sure these guys would be glad to have you over here and stuff like that. But anyway, we're going to go back and look at the replay here while they are in the pits. '65, yep. Oh, and around goes the 24. Very unfortunate. That just looked like a...
Together.
Yeah.
Just really a racing deal. Nobody's fault truly there. Now, that could have been the fault of the turn 2 bump that I talked about just a handful of moments ago. That could have been the productivity of that, but as we see that pit lane, how the elevation changes of the pit lane, love it. So almost reminds you of the road course over in Spain. Well, it's not necessarily Portimao.
There you
It's
go.
it's 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 a it's not in Spain. It's in Portugal. There we go. Johnny Knoxville showed up to Sami Zayn's comedy show in a disguise last night.
I saw that.
That's pretty funny.
That is.
I didn't know Sami Zayn did like spoken word or like comedy shows. That's pretty cool.
I didn't know that either. Well, I know the Undertaker does his little, what's that, his podcast ordeal. So, well, this was the caution that Taylor wanted.
Are we sure?
Yeah, and it's because I think he's back on the lead lap, I do believe.
Maybe. It
Maybe
shows
not.
him in the pits currently. Yeah, I don't know if this is the caution he wanted, but I think we might have a few waiver rounders here to get back on the lead lap.
No, he's one lap down.
Yes, the little pond or the little minnow pond lake that Justin's referring to in the chat. You were talking about the shape earlier. Whenever the track was founded or was being built, you're trying to buy up acreage or development land to build such facilities like a baseball stadium or football stadium or a racetrack. Well, you sometimes run into a landowner or a house owner that just doesn't want to sell his land, right? So you just try to work around it, and that's what happened with original 1 and 2, what is 3 and 4 today, right? It is really almost looks crammed up, or like, that's really what gave its egg-shaped, distinct shape here. So
Oh yeah. Well, they got a pace truck today. I have to go back and watch the highlights of Raw.
yeah, I'll just wait till in the morning whenever it fully gets uploaded on Hulu.
There you
Yep.
go. Pace truck is off.
Green flag.
Green flag back out in the air, and just like that, we're gonna have our
Caution. What have you got?
So Greg Elliott got into Michael there.
Well, just a tad bit, yes. So Michael's going to be side by side with Manigan. Oh, I think maybe Greg wasn't expecting Cochran to check up as much as he did, or just getting into the corner like he did, and just plowed him over.
That's gonna hurt Taylor because I think he did get some contact, so that's gonna give Collins the wave around. Second caution of the night. Little argy-bargy from the 8. Slightly. Justin said, yeah, it's why it's only 1.3 miles long and not a mile and a half. Yeah, you're right. Once again, we'd like to thank everybody tuning in here tonight, chit-chatting it up with me and Will. We enjoy the company, as always. As these AMS Cup Series drivers, Monday nights. Very good side over here, and
Next week they will have their All-Star race, Brian.
Yes. I was reading in a little bit of their All-Star race. I like how they do it. So, their qualifying to be a little different. So if we see it all, which we'll see how they do it. But it's interesting, very interesting how they're doing it. If it's the way that it is put, I think in their Discord or on their website. I'm not too sure. I can't remember. What's the matter, Luke? You tuning in?
I've been waiting all day for my roof to start leaking.
Anyway, well, Farmer has yet to leave the front row.
Yes, he's led, I want to say he's led every lap, even whenever we had the first caution. He had a pretty decent restart there, the last restart, before the turn 1 shenanigans there. So, if he keeps getting good restarts, he could just keep pulling away.
As Justin says, he goes, I'm just pissed they took the second race out of the playoffs and made it the last race of the regular season.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Daytona's the first race, or Atlanta. Atlanta or Daytona's the first race of the playoffs, right, Justin? I think.
I think it's Atlanta. So
Yeah,
I think they do Daytona and then Darlington. And then playoffs.
This year's schedule's kind of weird because of the Olympics, so.
Yep. Anyway, pace truck is off. Farmer going to lead the field back to green, but Madigan this time will on his outside, so we should see how...
Yeah, gonna see how that EcoBoost Ford Mustang Dark Horse is going to fare on this restart, like you say. And Farmer is up and away, going into turns 1 and 2 again, leading the field through. Maybe different camera angle, please, sir. We've had this one for quite some time now. Thank you. Much appreciated. Kevin on the inside of Bonini. Bonini trying to close the door on him, and he does, so... You see some of these cars just twitching going through turn 2. I think Farmer might have had a moment or something in 1 and 2 as Madigan all over the back of him now. Taking a pass for the lead. Here's Madigan looking. He's to the inside. Like I said, turn 2 is going to be tricky. Still side by side coming down the back straightaway. Farmer, who has led every lap up until this point, trying to keep the lead, but it is being fought fiercely at the moment.
Now Madigan's
Madigan.
right here. You can take the dirty air now. I'm going to pull away.
So 52 laps into the race, and we have a new leader at lap 53. Madigan takes the lead. Avery dropping back a couple of places here.
See there? Oh, Elliott.
Must have had one heck of a moment coming out of turn number 2 for the car to get, away from him, to venture way down there to have to gather it up. Luckily, it doesn't look like he hit the wall with the inside of the car, so just scraping.
Atlanta, Glenn, and Bristol.
Thank you, Justin. Hey, they got some dark, gloomy clouds over there in the distance, I'll tell you what. It almost looks like it's about to start raining. Madigan, Farmer, O'Brien, Elliott, and Mazzala. That is the top 5 at the moment. Fierce battle still going on for the lead as Farmer has... Oh, Elliott tagging the wall out of turn number 4. Farmer trying... Oh, that didn't stop him, though, as he takes the pass for a 3rd position on O'Brien. Farmer trying everything he can to get a run built up again to make a move on Madigan for the lead. Looking to the inside here, turns 3 and 4. Madigan all the way upstairs, though. He's going to have that momentum. Farmer really had to woe it down in the center of the corner. You saw that momentum get taken away right, almost looked like he just kind of stalled out as if he kind of would have pulled out a line at a plate track, but then going down the straightaway, draws right alongside with him, but I'll tell you, the way that Madigan diamonds the top of the corner of 1 and 2, just edging back in front of Farmer when they do draw side by side. So Madigan really, really good with a high line technique. Once he has got the lead, he hasn't quite been able to completely drive away at the moment, so...
Farmer's literally right there with me. But now
Farmer, Elliott.
Yep.
Everybody's right here, yes. You could throw a good blanket over the top 7.
Oh yeah, looks like it's going to pour there.
Yeah, like I said,
wouldn't that be something?
JP in the chat.
Yo, yo, yo! What it be, big dog?
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo, hey.
Now Elliott looking maybe just kind of sitting there in 3rd position, but man, he's getting runs like the dickens. But Farmer keeps, in a way, yeah, I know, right? Keeps getting almost just to the point of just arrow blocking from Madigan. Madigan just putting his car in all the right places to keep Farmer at bay. Love the wall-mounted shot right there. You just see everybody coming on by.
Yes,
Farmer,
it's been a
look,
very good race at the moment. Farmer led the first,
48 laps. Yeah, 51.
Damn caution for it. Wreck. 10-4.
Well, welcome back, Chad Knaus, to the chat.
All right.
Yes, Farmer led the opening 51 laps.
Oh. What if his wheel must have came? Oh, that's very unfortunate because that's exactly what that looks like. I see a broke wheel there though. But that's exactly what that looked like.
Unfortunate for KT there. Kevin in the 12 car. Wheel desynced, wheel came loose, wheel, so many things that could have happened there. Car just didn't turn, going to turn 3 there.
Yeah, that's his wheel.
Oh, yes, gotta be.
Hate to see it for him, I do. Really do.
He was running in the 7th position. He was part of that pack that I said, the top 7 are right there, so that is a tough blow. Hate it for Kevin, like you say. Madigan has been our biggest mover of this race, from 16th position all the way up to first place. He led the past 15 laps, taking the lead away from Farmer. And he wins the race off pit road from Farmer, Mazzella, O'Brien, Elliott, Botten, Bonini, Roberts, Spear, Randy.
Yep, oh Randy.
And Avery stays out to possibly lead a lap here. He will lead a lap. So
Really hate to see you for KT. That's gotta be rough.
Oh, extremely rough. I've had some wheel problems, pedal problems before in the past, and it's very annoying, excruciatingly just annoying whenever it happens, whether the gas pedal wants to not really act as if it's like kind of glitching or got some type of short in the system, or just the wheel not wanting to sync up correctly. Oh man, frustrating things. So if JT may look to get a wave around here, that's talking about Jason Taylor here.
Yes, JT, not KT.
That will put him back on the lead lap if he does so, and he would really be praying for a caution. Because like we talked about earlier, he's definitely on a different type of strategy, getting involved with some contact and damage coming out of turn 2, about 23 laps into the race. That has really set him back for about 40 laps or so, trying to get back on the lead lap. Like I talked before, almost every race, every broadcast I help with, I always say, if you can be on the lead lap coming down to the closing laps of a race, you might just have a shot at a real good finish, maybe even the win. If you can get a late race caution, anything can happen, or maybe just get a few more positions, or just one more position. That's one more point, right? So every point matters in trying to win or fight for a championship.
Yeah. So this time, Will, Madigan is going to lead. Farmer
When will
wins
Madigan
some.
decide to go?
Ready, green, 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 green.
Good getaway by Madigan there. No real slippage at all on that 76 machine.
So lap 73, they should be halfway. Uh-oh, now
And now you're what, huh? Who, what, when, where?
and my hood disappeared, but it's on the stream, so I'm not even gonna mess with it. As long as
Oh, yeah.
oh boy!
Farmer
Robert.
taking a look at Madigan on the inside there, going into turn 3 and 4. He's going to clear him in turn 4. O'Brien all over the back of Madigan now, trying to get back by. No, Madigan looking back for a crossover down the front straightaway, going into 1 and 2. I keep wanting to call it 3 and 4. Oh, Farmer drags the ball a little bit on corner exit. Madigan's going to be back there, but now he's got to defend from O'Brien. Just a knockout, drag-out battle here. The top 3 just taking it to the fight for the lead. Madigan, Farmer, they're almost leaning on each other going into turn 1. Farmer keeps giving Madigan plenty of room. Oh, Roberts almost trying to stay off the door of the spear machine. Oh, he was trying to stay off the quarter panel. I think he gathered it up. I think he kept going straight, though. He actually gets by Spear going into turn 3. Carter and Sample are having a battle for 10th position at the moment. I think Carter has got the better of Sample, though, in that exchange for the time being. Farmer back to the race lead here, adding to his total, to his tally of laps led this evening. Looks like they're coming up on the slow car of Elliott here. I think that's Elliott.
Yeah. That's how
Roberts.
I get so many top 10. Well, yeah, Joe, that's, unless he's talking about his wheel coming unsynced. That better not be how you hit him. Oh! Some blinky blinky!
Oh my goodness.
Right?
I sure hope Greg's okay.
So do I. Anyway, we are over halfway, so we're going to do our favorite part of the night, Will. As they're still going pretty good. Giving everybody the wonderful sounds of the next gen around Darlington, down there in South Carolina, so enjoy.
So we got a 4-car breakaway, kinda. It's almost 3, but it's mainly a 4-car breakaway at the front. 87 laps into this race. We've had 3 different leaders, to my knowledge, maybe 4. I think it's been 4. I think it has been. Madigan, Farmer, O'Brien, Mazzala is the top 4. Bonini back there in 5th, lingering with Botten. And then behind them is Roberts with Sample. So Botten and Bonini going at it for 5th position. As, like I said, 4-car breakaway, you have Madigan and Farmer. Farmer, Madigan, man, they've been going back and forth, this and that, since the restart. Madigan got the better of Farmer whenever we did our cutaway to the crank it up portion. And that's when he retook the lead from Farmer. But not able to, like, drive away. I don't know if he's just playing some mind games with the field or what he's doing, Madigan here. But Farmer, once he was able to get in that clean air, he was able to drive away a tad bit. But now he's stuck in this dirty air tangent of just being stuck behind Madigan. And you're just wondering, like I said, like, is Madigan just playing with him? You know, could he drive away if he wanted to? We do suspect these drivers having to make one more pit stop for fuel. They need to make it, or they need to come down and get that digital Sunoco racing fuel. Ooh, Madigan lightly kissed the wall, then Farmer smooched it. So it's kind of like monkey see, monkey do. Sean O'Brien going for 2nd position, wasn't quite able to get it away from Farmer. Now I will look back at the live pictures. Now Farmer looking to the inside of Madigan, going through 3 and 4. Can he take it? Yes, he can. Oh, Madigan kind of taps the wall, but he's going to be back at the door of, Farmer coming down the straightaway. Sometimes, you know, you can hit the walls here at Darlington, and it gets the car to turn just how you need it to. Side by side. Oh, man, Madigan, had to back out of it. Car just got, you know, washing up the track on him. Definitely a 4-car breakaway. Botten, though, in 5th position. He got around Bonini and able to kind of drive like he's just stabilized, almost 2 seconds behind. Man, Farmer taking the lead away. Madigan kind of just stumbling around now, it almost looks like.
Right there, he hit his marks.
Oh, Sean O'Brien gets a Darlington stripe right there. Right in turn 1. Sean O'Brien, very close. Hard-nosed racing for 2nd place. Going through 1 and 2 there. Sean O'Brien was looking underneath the 76 of Madigan. Now with Farmer in the lead in that clean air, he's starting to drive away as these 3 really start to battle behind them. Really close racing there.
Very close.
I cannot emphasize, I cannot express enough how difficult and just mentally challenging Darlington can be, and especially whenever you're competitive and racing around other people. it can be a chore just trying to race the track itself, and then whenever you have other people around you and you're trying to race them as well, oh my goodness. You almost feel like Jason Taylor might pit first, might be one of the first ones to pit. I wouldn't blame him if he did, because he had to take the wave around, and there's no telling how many laps off cycle he is compared to everyone else. So I wouldn't be surprised if Taylor in the 44 is one of the first to make the pit stops happen. First 4 cars under a blanket, a good size homemade quilt knitted by your grandmother possibly. You know how good those homemade quilts could be. So just throw that over the cars, and that's what you got the top 4 wrapped under. Boughton kind of driven back a little bit after getting past Bonini. Now Bonini down in 8th position. Now he's lost 2 positions to Sample and Roberts.
As you see there, O'Brien to trying to go to the inside, but can't quite get it.
He's better in the entry, and Manigan is so much better in the exit. Manigan really attacks the corner off the car, or off the exit, and Sean really eats into the corner. And that's at both ends of the track, too. Turns 1 and turns 3, that O'Brien can just really drive it into these corners.
I see there, Farmer's.
Oh, right. Okay, yep. I was about to go all spastic like a dog seeing a newspaper on the ground.
At least top 4 will come in the pit.
Farmer, Cochran, Taylor, and McDonald in the pits. And then, like you just talked about, now it is... Oh, boy. And I tell you, look at Sean and Manigan attacking the pit lane entry, and Mazzella just watching them like, okay, guys, speed, go ahead. I'm not playing those mind games.
Nope. But Boughton to the lead.
I don't know if this is a good play, depending on how many more laps he does decide to stay out. If he stays out, say 5 laps, oh no, this is probably a bad call. But maybe if he pits this lap, which it... Oh, he missed it. I believe he missed it, Brian. I believe he was rolling down, going to pit, but I believe he missed it.
I believe so. Pit row comes
Oh,
up
that
pretty
could...
fast
Well, it does, but that's also because it being way down on the flat of the track. Now, see, back in the day, when the 75 car inaugural field took the green, they raced everywhere, and then they ventured up onto the banking of the track. See, the banking was initially put there as like a brake deterrent, like, to slow the car anyway, but just ask Kel Yarborough how well that helps. He flew out of here into the parking lot one year. Anyway, well, but I guess you can't ask Kel. But anywho, yeah, I kind of forgot that. Sad depression just kicked in, really sad. Made myself all sad now. Anywho, why'd you do that, Willie? I don't know. Anywho, 106 laps into this race, and this final round of pit stops occurring. Boughton finally bringing his car into the pits. Hopefully it's not too late into the cycle, and he will still be relative. Well, even if it's not too late, maybe the fresh tires, the freshie of the freshest of them all, sample Randy and Roberts. They're actually staying out longer too. So, oof. I don't know if this is going to be good or bad. You just don't know. I mean, I don't think it is either because of how much of a lap time, the people with fresh tires are able to lay down in front of you, right? Like that much more time. And that's more time that you're going to have to try to gain back in some way, shape, or form. I mean, look at Taylor. Jason Taylor pitting either the lap before, the same lap as the race leader Farmer did. He has gained. Let me count here. I'm going to say 3 positions. I want to say he was 10th when the cycle started. He's 7th now. That is, if we go back to kindergarten, that's 3 spots he has made up. Sample almost misses pit road, but still gets it wound down in time to make that hard left commitment.
Yep. So now Will Roberts is the leader.
Now see, what I was saying the other day, could you move the track map up a little bit? Like how you move the chat down?
The chat has to do with the,
It's a different overlay.
Yeah.
Okay, 10-4.
That's on my
All right.
Streamlabs. So that I can move
All
it
right.
around.
All around and twist it all about. Well, we still have the iRacing silhouette there, so it's not fully covered up. So hopefully they won't get too mad at us. I mean, even if they do, I mean, I could just point out some other streamers that I could just be like, hey, these people, you haven't done nothing to those people. Look at those people. Like, what are those in that right corner? Well, terrible call for my doppelganger out there in the 78. I would have to say, just staying out here so long, hoping, praying, doing some type of rain dance for a caution.
That he is.
Doing the long game, that is for sure. Definitely doing the long game. Two seconds is separated, or just about a second and a half, 2 seconds separation by Farmer and O'Brien. Flanagan, about a half a second back to O'Brien, and Mazzella still there. So the top 4, top 3, top 4, still, once the cycle's out and Roberts is no longer the leader, wherever he's going. Pretty dicey, pretty racy. JT, I don't know the difference at the moment.
Yep. That we do not know.
All right, so Taylor's got still a good drive before he gets to the top 5. But nevertheless, still a decent drive back performance from Taylor, who, man, you just never thought he was ever going to get his lap back, but eventually did, so.
That he did. Now these boys are chasing Farmer again.
Sean O'Brien in second position, really trying to chase him down, too. He's only a second back from Farmer. Sounded like somebody just rolled it or bottomed out one. I couldn't tell what that sound was.
Yeah, that was O'Brien getting close to that wall.
Oh, 10-4. Yeah, O'Brien really running down the deficit now. O'Brien, got to remember, has a lap fresher tire than Farmer. I'm not really sure why or how a lap fresher tire would be the benefactor, but I mean, hey, it's a lap that you did not run on that set of tire that your competitor ran on his. So, I mean, hey, from a just a regular thinking mind point of view, it's like a lap shouldn't mean a whole lot, but in theory and relatively, I guess it just depends on how hard of a push lap you pushed out of the pits, or just how hard you've been trying to push it, right? So
That is very true.
Brian getting really close to the wall, but not touching it like Madigan just did. So.
Ever so slightly closing in on 25 laps to go here. Next down by will be that 25 laps to go mark. 2-5 to go. So this is probably going to help O'Brien get a little bit closer to Farmer. But finessing around the black traffic.
Well, they're both having to deal with the same traffic, though. And they both got by it relatively easy, so compared to it, being Darlington and all, so.
With 25 laps to go. Farmer, O'Brien, Zella, Madigan, Taylor in the top 5. And it's
Cochran.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to help you out, finish the top 10. Bonini, Sample, Roberts, that's the top 10. McDonald is the final car on the lead lap, but he's in the danger zone of going a lap down. He would be the first car one lap down if we was to get a terrible towel in the 25 laps remaining of this race. He would be the only car one lap down because everybody else is multiple, either 2, 3, 11, 24. So I tell you, Farmer's car has pretty much looked like it's been on rails for the majority of the night, especially whenever it's been out there in that clean air.
Clean air is the big key.
Back here looking back at the Neckridge and no, I'm sorry, Neckridge is 3 laps down. I thought that was a battle for position. It's not, actually, but this is. Roberts and Sample going at it for 9th position.
Uh-oh. Something happened to Farmer.
I want to say he lagged out.
Could be. Hate to see it for him, that is for sure.
Yeah, there's no other. There's no words or emotions that could describe the feeling of lagging out of a race when you have been dominating the race or just in contention to win it. I mean, it's heartbreaking to say the least.
That it is. So O'Brien, Mazzella, Madigan, Taylor, and Cochran in the top 5. Roberts making his way back up there. Cochran hanging strong P5 there as we ride on board with him. Good run by him, despite the struggles that he's been having. $15 laps to go. O'Brien hanging strong there in first, almost a second over Mazzella.
Yeah, can Mazzella run down O'Brien here in the closing 15 laps of this race, Brian?
It's gonna be close.
He's got the lap car spear in between the two. And then Button and Cochran still going at it for 5th position. Jason Taylor inside the top 5 now with Josh Farmer's lag out. Very, man, just...
Now Roberts looking to work his way up to Bolton there and take P5 away from him.
Mazzella running down O'Brien, 0.8 of a second. But yes, Roberts all over the back of Bottom now.
Something happened to O'Brien. Oh no, it ain't. That was the car in between O'Brien and Zella that moved out the way. Goes in on 10 laps to go. Mazzella almost got down to a quarter second behind O'Brien.
Mazzola's right there, on the back door of O'Brien.
What if he came in with O'Brien and Madigan?
He came in with O'Brien.
Okay, so then was that group right there.
I'm pretty sure.
I think he did. I guess Madigan's gonna settle for that B3. Eight laps to go. And Mozilla is right there on the back end of O'Brien.
What moves could we see? Mazzella pull off here to maybe get past O'Brien.
Well, he's on him now. So he's probably going to try to apply as much pressure on O'Brien as he can to get him to maybe slip up a little bit. Six laps to go.
Can you turn the Discord stream share down to like 720? I don't feel like it's... I feel like it's just being... ignorant.
Oh, there they go. 5 laps to go. Mozella's to the inside of O'Brien. O'Brien's up in the wall. Still side by side.
And great driving between the two of these drivers here in the closing laps of this race.
4 laps to go this time by. They are using
using each other, leaning on each other. Mazzella's trying to stay there on the quarter, but just can't quite hang.
Coming to 3 laps to go this time by. Look at that run he gets off of 4. It really puts him in the catbird seat there. But O'Brien is applying that dirty air to the nose of Mazzella. But Mazzella's going to try to get to the inside of that 65 machine.
2 laps remaining here at the stripe. Can O'Brien keep pulling off the defensive driving that he's been able to do nice, cleanly, respectfully, while these guys keep beating and banging off each other?
This time by they will take the white flag, so white flag is out. Coming around turns 1 and 2 for the final time here tonight at Darlington. Looking to come along that front stretch. You see there, O'Brien's going to block. As there's that little bump there. but I don't think it's going to be enough. No, it is not, and O'Brien's going to get it, Will.
What a finish anyway, man. Great finish to the line. Sean O'Brien, Jonathan Mazzella here. Epic battle here in the closing laps. Madigan rounds out the podium, finishing in third position. Will Roberts caught up to Jason Taylor and passed Jason for fourth in that closing and the closing laps while we were so focused on the lead, rightfully so. Jason Taylor still comes back with a stand-up top five finish after having his battles of the race he had to fight through. Boughton, Sample, Cochran, Bonini rounds out the lead lap finishers. McDonald, Neckridge, Collins, Spear rounds out the runners. And Farmer, Elliott, well, you took it away.
Carter,
Don't
Trzynski, and Owens.
Rounds out the official race results here, or unofficial, depending any admin duties or things that they need to look over necessarily. So,
Yes, Joe, I agree with you. That was a very great race at the end there. You talk about leaning on the doors, and that's what these guys bring you every week.
cleanly, respectfully.
Yep. Every week it's like this over here. They do a great job. So me and Will are gonna round up our podium finishers here. So we'll see if I can get... pull up Joseph Madigan here. Madigan, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys. What's up?
How is it going, sir?
I'm sweating. I got the stash going on. Throwback weekend. Having a Ford EcoBoost car, so feels good.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, might as well call you Matt Kenseth or Greg Biffle. So, interesting race for you. You started, what was it, like 16th, 15th, basically last row almost shotgun on the field, right? And you were definitely the biggest mover of the night. Got up there, contended with the lead with Farmer. Farmer had his, might as well say, blown an engine. His Budmore engine failed him on the evening, I guess you could say. But yeah, man, just interesting race for you, having to work through the field. You were up inside the top five, third or second by lap 35. Just tell us about it.
Yeah, it was fun going through the pack. Darlington's always been one of my better tracks, so I feel like I've been able to maneuver it better, and I've just been more consistent. But this next gen car here, at least, has been tough. I've been able to figure it out a little bit everywhere else, but I just don't like it. Plain and simple, they suck to drive. It takes a lot of the rhythm out of it, in my opinion. A lot of shifting and then kind of stabbing the throttle just to get it to turn or stick, and it's just not fun. I like driving super slow and then blowing someone's doors off 25 laps later, and it just seemed like none of that happened. So by the time I got up to second, it seemed like I was, I saved enough where I can kind of get on it, but he was already 6.5 seconds up on me. So then the caution came out. So
Yeah, we had a few sporadic cautions this evening, or just a few, not too many troublesome cautions, but just a few this evening here at Darlington. The final pit stop this evening, you and O'Brien, man, you were in a battle with him getting onto the pits. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it was a fun battle. I heard he was pitting going into three, so um, I wanted to see if I could jump in there with him, and I tried going around the outside, but he was gonna wait to turn down because to use the banking as turn-in leverage. So
Hmm.
that's what I tried doing, and he was a little bit slower, and I knew I could take it a little bit faster, so I dove to the inside, and he sent it down there. He cut me off, and then when I was to his inside on pit road, um, decided to block me. So uh, had about equal pit stops there. It seemed like we ended up on the same place out of the box, and then going around turn 1 and 2, I got a better run. Went to the inside, and I sent it. Didn't really want to turn. I think I gave him. I'll have to check the replay, but I definitely got into him, and he got the wall, but not too worried about it because he finished ahead of me. So I mean, it was good hard racing. It seems like we've had a couple of run-ins, especially at Texas, that he kind of made a big deal about. But all in all, he deserved it. I mean, Josh, you feel bad for Josh. You never want to have that happen, but
Yes, sir.
it. Uh, Trying to watch in the corner of my windshield, but he did everything right. He was throwing it in there, blocking. He did it perfectly, so he deserves the credit. All in all.
Well, yes, sir. Next week's going to be the All-Star race that I do know of. I'm not sure what the track is for the All-Star race. Kind of
Wilkesboro.
slacking. North Wilkesboro, 10-4. Yes, indeed, slacking on that. It wasn't listed on the shows. Anywho, so North Wilkesboro, what you think about that doozy of a humdinger of a track?
Never even tested there. Never been on track in the next gen, so I'm gonna have to do some studying in the practice session next week. I probably won't practice for it this week because I don't know. I have a habit, a bad one, of not doing a single lap of practice until I get to qualifying. I've done that the past 4 weeks and hasn't been going good for me. So,
Oh, don't do that. You turn into somebody that I know. Oh no, don't do that now.
yeah,
You
I
got
need
to
to
get
smack
some
that.
laps in. Stop it.
Yeah, I got to figure it out as
I
I'm
do
going.
believe it is only 4 gears though, so.
Oh, okay, is it? Well, I don't know if that'll change much because these cars at short tracks, they don't like to turn, especially at
No,
Wilkesboro.
they
It's so
don't.
off camber. So I feel like
Hmm.
you're going to be downshifting anyway, if not down to second. So, um, and I mean, I don't know what the format is. Hopefully, it's not just 100 laps straight. Hopefully, there's something to have some fun with it. And
From what I read, qualifying's interesting. It's absolutely interesting.
oh, you got to tell
Um,
me that.
well, I don't know if I'm allowed to, but I probably
Eh,
will anyway.
I don't want to get you in trouble.
Well, I don't know. He hasn't said nothing about it. So this was just from the notes that I was reading from the from on the website. So
Okay.
according to you guys' procedure, you guys are running a total of 3 laps, making a 4-tire pit stop on lap 2.
Oh,
So
okay. If that's the case, I'm really excited for that. I don't know why NASCAR did away with that. Um, I miss going down Charlotte, seeing cars flying down at
right,
170. So,
right. That's what I'm saying.
um,
Yes.
and yeah, I'm actually excited now. I'm gonna practice all week just for the pit stop. I don't screw the track. Um, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It gives us a nice little break, and hopefully there's some kind of incentive on it. Maybe a little bit of money. Hell, I'll even put in a little money in a pool, and maybe we have like a little pot race. I don't know. We'll see what we'll do with it, but
Yes, pot
um,
race.
hopefully,
Yes.
hopefully we can
Hopefully,
actually like race for something, and it means something to everybody.
yes. Brian won a big, ginormous trophy the other day.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. He'll have to show you. Well, Joseph, final thought, shout outs before we
Yeah,
let you guys celebrate this podium finish. This
I'll say
nice.
anything.
Oh, what more do you think, before you say that, like, what more do you think, maybe a final caution or something? Man, you and I just don't know, man. Like you get. Do you think the aero just has a lot to do here at Darlington with these cars? Just so aero dependent at times, Joseph.
Yeah, I feel like in previous years you can kind of you turn with the throttle,
Mhm.
and like if like I feel like in the other older generation you could make it stick without having to do any like little finesse with that be the throttle or the shifter. And with these cars, the main problem I was having, whether it was like I don't know, lap 2 or lap, I don't know, 35, it seemed like you couldn't do anything, and whether you kind of sacrifice entry to get exit, whether you send it in, like either way, the dirty air was so bad. And it might have been something I was doing, so I'm not saying it's all just horrible, but I just didn't personally enjoy it. But if the caution came out, that would have made it interesting. I probably would have taken 2, and never know what's going to happen after that.
Well, yes, sir, Mr. Mannigan. Final thoughts, shout outs, anything else?
Shout out to you guys put on a broadcast. I need to watch that finish again. I haven't been able to see it clearly. I mean, they put on a good show, so shout out Sean and Jonathan and Ford EcoBoost for letting me throw this back this week, and everyone back at Medical Motorsports. It was a fun time.
Yes, sir. Awesome job on P3. Very consistent, I noticed. So keep that up, and maybe, hopefully, you can get it done at North Wilkesboro. So it's going to be a doozy to watch, and we're going to be there for it. So we'll see how it all comes together here. So best of luck to you at North Wilkesboro, sir.
Thank you. Nice trophy and also nice slippers to go with it. That's very nice.
Oh, yeah. The all right. Next up, Mr. Mazzella.
We just can't talk to our podium finishers long enough, it seems, right?
Right. Mazzella, you got a copy.
Yes, sir.
How was it going?
Going good. You like that finish?
It was very
Oh, heck of a
interesting.
finish.
It was great. It was one.
That was fun, huh?
That was very good. One of the best
Respectful,
ones.
cleanful.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is respectful and cleanful as you can get it. With stock car bodies. Having fenders and being Darlington. You probably could have Ricky Cravened it, Kurt Bushed it a little bit more, but a lot of other things could have happened. You guys could have sponged off the safer barrier and ruined both your guys' night. But yes, you really the final pit stop of the evening, Jonathan. You didn't attack pit road like your competitors. O'Brien and Mannigan in front of you. You saw them really attack it, and you're like, all right, I'm just not going to do that. Like, were you hoping maybe they would get a speeding penalty?
No, the whole race. I've missed 4 or 5 races due to injury.
Yes, sir.
So the whole race,
Tommy
I
John
was just trying to
surgery or
race.
something, right?
Yeah, collarbone.
Oh, my apologies.
Yeah, so the whole race, I'm just trying to race while not taking out anybody's chase racing.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to do, passing Darlington without bumping a little
Extremely.
bit. So even at the end there, I wanted to win, obviously, but I didn't want to mess up his day. So it was fun. It was good, clean racing.
I tell you what, it was pretty much a barn burner. I mean, you guys really made those final laps very, very intriguing to watch. I didn't know for sure what type of moves you were going to put on him because, like you said, you had been missing a few weeks because of your injury there. So nice to see you back, and hopefully it didn't, put too much wear and tear on your collarbone there. I know how grueling Darlington can be, both ends of the track being so different, and you basically have to, depending on your driving style, your movement's going to vary, right? So yeah, it can be a bit excruciating. I bet it was one heck of a track to come back to, like basically kind of be like a first race back, huh?
I'm definitely sore. My whole all my shoulder muscles are just weak from not using them from being in a sling. But
Oh,
yeah, it was a lot of fun. And when
Good
Josh
therapy.
unfortunately left, I knew that was my opportunity to win this thing because it wasn't nobody going to beat Josh. So sucks
So
for
he
him.
had to leave.
Well, I mean, I
He
definitely saw the
didn't.
scars when he did leave.
Oh,
In other words,
like
he's
he.
saying he lagged out, so he left.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
okay. My apologies,
That's the
Jonathan.
old,
To me, that yes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, just thanks for having me. I appreciate y'all's broadcast, and this league's
Oh,
always a
no.
lot of fun.
Thank you for having us. Yes, thank you for coming up and speaking your piece after getting here on the podium. You almost got it. Maybe you, like you said, if maybe if you were in the playoffs, you probably would have beaten banged a little bit more. It would have been more of a scrap, but still respectful finish. Love the knockout, drag out, competitive nature over here with you guys. You guys always put on great racing. It doesn't matter what track it is, man. You guys are fantastic, and can't wait to see what type of racing you guys are going to produce at North Wilkesboro for the All Star race. What do you think about that, Jonathan?
I'm not the best on the short tracks, but I'll be there. I'll put up a fight.
Oh, any final thoughts, shout outs, anything else you'd like to add before we let you go celebrate this awesome P2 run by you?
No, I'm good. I appreciate y'all and hope you enjoyed it. Have a good night.
Is there?
Right. Jonathan, short and sweet. How he likes it.
Yeah.
Probably needs to take some time. Yeah, I was going to say, go take some Tylenol, maybe some Aleve, Advil, whatever the pain relaxant of choice is. Hello, race winner, Sean O'Brien.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Oh, just chilling.
Very interesting
That was
finish.
Yeah, we had Josh Farmer lose an engine, mechanical failure there at the end of the race, kind of pulling a Bud more. And then, man, it really opened the window up for either you or Mazzala, Jonathan, to take the win. And I almost thought he was going to grab it from you. Tell us about it there in the closing laps there, Sean.
Yeah, I'll tell you, we came out of that pit stop about second, and by then we were just trying to save tires, see if we could get up to Josh, and then he had some get shot through the frickin' window or the engine, and he went off, and then it was about just not choking the lead away to Jonathan, and then I choked the lead away to Jonathan, and had to battle for my life for 5 laps. But it was just be a clean racing between the cars. Jason Taylor told me to talk like Ward Burton because we had the Ward Burton throwback. I'm very bad at this. But yeah, just good run for the old Caterpillar number 65.
Yeah, I like the throwbacks everybody had. I especially like JT's, but unfortunately, we're not talking to him. We're talking to you, the Caterpillar man, tonight. So I love the Caterpillar car. I had a lot of 164s of that. I tell you what. But Ward Burton, man, he was definitely one of my favorite drivers growing up. Me and Brad, we get a kick of him putting up his
Listen,
little shorts.
Yes, if you're gonna talk like you gotta go a lot more slower than that.
Yeah.
Now,
You can't be all Matt Kenseth
right,
Southern like.
because
Yeah.
now he's a lot more slower like that.
Talk a lot like this.
Yeah,
He's
there
a
you
good
go.
he's a good old northeastern boy. He's from South Boston, Massachusetts.
Yes, he
Mhm.
is.
But that was a good impersonation, though. Hey, you gave it a good try, real quick. I tell you what.
They'll go
You're
out
doing
and hunt some turkey.
Yes.
Yes.
The snake over here.
Maybe teach maybe teach my trash nephew how to drive a race car. Have Hagen one of the most prestigious cars in NASCAR.
Right. I tell you. I'd like to see
I
Jeb in the
can't do it anymore.
But
It's hard. Try not to laugh while doing it.
exactly. It was a one heck of a race, man. You guys had like a 4-car breakaway at one point before that final pit stop, and then getting all you could get in that final pit stop. I tell you, it one heck of a race. You guys put on a good show all night. Only had 4 cautions, I think.
Yeah,
5.
something like
I
that.
think it was 4. Good race, man. Good race here at Darlington. Next week's going to be North Wilkesboro, Sean, the All-Star race. What's the mindset, the preparation? We still going to run maybe another throwback scheme, or maybe still the same cat scheme for, North Wilkesboro is basically another. In my opinion, I think there should be multiple throwback races a year. I don't know how you feel about that. I think there should be more than one.
You know, maybe I'll run a Sitco car, throwing back to my brother Jeff. You know, he talks a little bit more Yankee like. He was in the north end of the household growing up. No, I don't know. We might. I got some throwbacks in the chamber, but Ward was the one
Nice.
that won out this year.
Oh,
So I
hey,
might.
I'm a fan of always seeing like old paint schemes on like a modern race car. Like it kind of looks really cool. Like there's no kind about it. It does look really cool, and certain paint schemes really do kind of pop really well. I hate to say it on this Gen 7 car. It doesn't matter if it's a Toyota body, Chevy, whatever. Like it's gonna look pretty decently good. And man, I tell you, like I said, great race still. Congratulations, Sean. Basically picking up where the domination of Josh Farmer left off. Unfortunately, like you said, just somebody shot his radiator out. But final thoughts, shout outs, anything else you'd like to add there, Word, before we let you go?
Just shout out Jonathan for not dumping me when he had about 95 opportunities to, because I was racing
Right.
like a jackass. And shout out Jason S. Taylor. I had that Terry car for him, but he knocked down the fence or something early. But
Oh,
he fought, he fought back. He got up there. But shout out to him. Shout out to all the other guys at Black Flag. Shout out.
I really like the Terry car.
Yeah, that one came out pretty good. And shout out to you guys.
Well, thank you for the kind sentiments of words there. Appreciate it, Sean. And hopefully you go get them next week in North Wilkesboro, for the All-Star race, whatever may be on the line there, whether it's pride, trophy, money, whatever it may be, who knows. So next week, it's kind of a points-paying break, but still a race, so can't wait to see what type of barn may be burned down next week. Until then, Sean, you have a good night, and congratulations again on the win, bud.
All right. Thanks, guys.
No problem.
Thank you. Well, Ryan, I think that'll do it for us here, coming to you from Darlington, from iRacing, digital Darlington, iRacing, so forth. Anywho, fantastic cup race here, brought to you by the AMS Cup Series. Always puts on one heck of a show. Next week, like we just got through talking about, North Wilkesboro. Tomorrow, the Truck Series, B&R Truck Series, coming Mid-Ohio Sports Car Park. Let's see if Brandon shows up and steps on it again this season like he did last season. Until then, we just like to thank each and every one of these AMS Cup Series drivers coming out, competing, and being a part of this race, putting on a fantastic show. And thank each and every one of you, viewers, spectators, just coming out and chatting with me and Brian during the race, giving your thoughts and opinions on the matters of things. And until we meet again tomorrow evening, same bat channel, but different bat time, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central. We would want to wish each and every one of you